Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to today's Daily Divine. Here to support our soul shine. My name is Lisa Lyle. This is my this is my channel here on YouTube. A very warm welcome to those of you who are just finding your soul family. Welcome home, and to those who have been traveling within this soul collective for a very long time. Thank you for continuing to show up and shine. So, uh, yeah, how's it going? Today, as we connect, it is October the 11th, and we are just under a week away from our next full moon. And we are being called at this time to release anything that is not authentic and true to who we are at this current stage slash phase of our evolution. Oh my gosh, Rena, welcome back, beautiful. How are you? I've missed you. Thank you so much for being here. So we're all feeling the intensity of the time, and we can see that in the external world when we go to our jobs, when we go to the grocery store, all of these places, we are feeling the intensity of this time. And yet all that is doing is encouraging us to shine. Yeah, you know what? It is waves, Rena. I'm right there with you, sister. And you know what? We're doing great. And a lot of the messages that have been coming through of late are encouraging us to keep going. Don't give up. We are growing, and it may not seem like we're making progress. It may seem like we're doing the doggy paddle in place, and yet we are doing great. And we were talking the other evening as we connected live about this tension that we're all feeling right now. We're feeling really stretched to our limits. And so, what in that space of feeling stretched, because remember, we are here to bring balance to the experience. And the balance point is our spine. So, we're being really called on that inner journey, right? What's working for us, what's not working for us, what should stay, and what would really we would benefit from having go and leave our life, and trusting that whatever we're being called to let go of is for our greatest and highest good, and is really going to create space within our experience for us to welcome in the new and the fertile ground. In fact, oh, the cat is Rex. Can you leave him alone? Oh, the cat's trying to bite. If I could show you guys this, it's ridiculous. But what we're being called is to create this space, and it's the fertile ground where we can plant new seeds as we begin to harvest the bounty of the seeds that we've already planted. So let me see, because the angels are all around, I'm feeling called to a specific angel deck. Let me see if I can easily find it here. Well, here's one of them. It's not the one I was thinking. Oh, there's the one I was thinking. Okay, so we're going to connect in with the angels because they've been all around us. And we're also in the process of all these changes that we're undergoing. We're also being called to call on our team of light in moments of fright. Oh, good for you. Congratulations. Yeah, so, alcohol is a funny thing, right? There's a reason it's called spirits. And as someone who is a recovering alcoholic, I did celebrate 2 decades of sobriety. I did experience 2 decades of sobriety between my 20s and mid 40s, and then fell off the wagon, and truly fell off the wagon when Frank died, and spent the next 2 years. Yeah, I got sober in 1994. I was a mere 24 years old. But coming from a long line of alcoholics, my whole family is in a 12-step program, truly. And I always imagined that from 24 to the end of my life, I would be a shining example of sobriety. And long story short, I did fall off the wagon and I nearly drank myself to death after Frank died. I truly am lucky to be alive, and I know my life was saved by angels on one particular March night in 2021. And I have not had the desire to drink since that time. So, 3.5, almost 4 years again. And for me to drink would be to die. And I know this. And yet, there is comfort. We do find comfort in things. The one reason that I drank, and in particular after Frank passed, was to not have to feel what I was feeling. And the wine and bottles of it per night were my friend. And yet, the negative impact in all other areas of my life, like my son, his father and I met in Alcoholics Anonymous, and his father is 30 years sober at this time. And, there were a lot of consequences and side effects of the falling off the wagon and drinking again, and a long journey of self-forgiveness, truly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Rena. And you can do it too. And, yes, we want to keep our vibration high. And empaths, we're always looking for an escape, right? Sex, drugs, rock and roll, alcohol, uh, relationships, food, all of it. And oh, the shower curtain fell down. And it's often we'll say, oh, it keeps me grounded. I smoke or I do this because it keeps me grounded, and it really doesn't. It's a way that we cope, right? And it's not a very healthy way. So if we could find healthier ways to cope, whether it's like working out, meditating, doing some yoga, going for a walk, there are far healthier ways for us to meditate. And those ways really create a pathway for us to have this beautiful connection with our team of light. And, when I was drinking, I could still feel my team all around me and trying to steer me away from the path. And then there was a whole other team of not high frequency entities, energies around me. So when we drink, we weaken ourselves. It's like we're giving away our power to these spirits that don't really have our greatest and highest good at heart. It's our team of light that has our greatest and highest good, and they really want to support us. And so as empaths, we need to begin speaking about yeah, me too, with respect to yoga and meditation. And, I find that I've been going to bed earlier and just spending that last, half hour or so of conscious awake time to breathe, to call in my team, to observe how my body's feeling, where the aches and pains are, and to really just welcome in these feelings of deep peace as I drift off to sleep. And I have been having some great sleeps here. The heaviness under the eyes may not reflect that, but it's hereditary. It's hereditary. We all have them. We all have them in my family, particularly the Lyle side of things. So we're working with the angels. Rena, I'm glad you called on them this morning because they want us to lean on them. They want us to know that they've never gone anywhere. It's us who has sidestepped their guidance. It is us who has traveled a different road, if you will. Okay, so that is very, very interesting. So the last few connections, you'll know that we've really been feeling our divine essence, our source essence, love that we are. And it's really, we've been embraced and we're being nurtured and supported by the essence of the divine mother, the divine feminine. And yet we have had the divine masculine really come in, step in, and show up for us. And I'm experiencing this in my own personal life as well. And it's a really beautiful thing because you and I, the women of the world, particularly the Western women of the world, we're here. It's a wake up call for us. Our countries are just crumbling, uh, and it's up to us to stop it, right? They're coming for our children. They are coming for us. They want to continue to enslave us. And we're not here for that. We're not here for that. And under the influence of alcohol, we are not any good at fulfilling our purpose, our mission, and what we're here for. So we are being called to heavily lean on our team of light at this time, particularly in those moments when the little devil on the shoulder is saying, oh, go out there and grab that bottle of wine. You're going to feel better for doing it. And we know that we're not. We may in the moment, it may taste nice. We may get a peaceful, easy feeling come over us. And yet, on the other side of it, we are going to be left with the knowing that what we've participated in isn't really for our greatest and highest good. It's a way to keep us spinning our wheels. And we know that we're here to break beyond that karmic wheel that we were all born into. We are the ones here to break the cycles and break the patterns. And, addiction in my family, in particular, alcoholism, runs deep, generationally. And by the grace of God, or, my parents have been sober for decades. 40. I just attended my stepfather's 40-year medallion a couple weeks ago. And so that means my mom's probably been sober 42 to 44 years. And same with my father, 45 years, I believe, because he got sober in 1979. So, we're here to break cycles. And to break cycles of perpetuating the trauma and the pain and all of this kind of stuff. And one of the ways that we can do this, we've got Melchizedek here, and it's very interesting because I've really been feeling this energy and sound as healing for us. And I really can't wait to, yes, families, addiction runs through families until someone decides to break the cycle. And gratefully, my parents broke the cycle and brought awareness to the 12-step program. I grew up in church basements, sucking on sugar cubes at AA meetings and thinking, man, I'm never going to end up here. And I did. And I didn't have blue or gray hair at the time. I was quite young. And, again, grateful for the 2 decades of sobriety and now the almost 4 years again of that gift of sobriety. And one of the ways that we're really supported, and as I was saying, I really can't wait to get the healing room all set up. That'll probably take place in the next week or so on my next weekend, which is Tuesday and Wednesday. And to get in there and begin working with color and really working with sound, because these are the things that support us. And especially as we're being called to hold these higher and higher frequencies, we need the support. And, support is a myriad of things. For us, support is all about frequency, sound, what we're grounding down, what we're releasing and letting go of, and colors, right? Like the chakras are represented by various colors. So dressing according to a certain way. I tend to wear a lot of black, I love a lot of color. I love splash. I love flash. That's my thing. When I go out into the world, and in particular at the job, it's very important for me. Black is a kind of way to protect my energy field, because, and this came to me many years ago, because I went into the mall one day, which I don't do. I haven't been in a mall in probably a decade or more at this point. But went into the mall, and I was like, all of a sudden, like, I felt my energy felt completely off. And I realized it was like everybody else like tapping in and tuning in, almost like siphoning my vibe, and I was being depleted unknowingly or unconsciously. And so at that time, I was guided to wear more black as a way to protect myself, from others' energies, so that they can only get the good, but they're not dumping on me, if you will. And sometimes as empaths, we take that on. I mean, I can sometimes hear people's thoughts in stores and stuff. And, a lot of people don't have great thoughts. And in particular, the way people tend to speak of themselves is not in very high regard. We'll speak highly of another, and yet we tend to diminish ourselves in the process. So working with color and knowing, if you're working on, oh, yeah, I'm so glad, Rena. I'm glad something here. Yes, shungite. I have a lot of shungite. It's great to work with shungite in our water, our drinking water. I also work a lot with black obsidian, black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is my go-to protective, like hold in the pocket crystal, and hematite. And hematite, magnetic hematite on the right ankle. Uh, I must have done that for about 2 decades or more until it snapped. My original heart bracelet snapped off my ankle. I still have all the pieces, probably in this little cup here somewhere. But black hematite on the right ankle was what the guidance I received about that back in my 20s was that it was supporting my ability to ground down to Mother Earth and stay rooted on my path of purpose. So, yeah, well, the right is the giveaway side, right? It's the masculine side. And I'm not sure. That's exactly what I was told. So I did it, like I'm just kind of that student that does, and I don't always know why, but it really did. It was to keep me grounded and to keep the balance grounding of the giveaway. And as empaths, we're not good at that, right? That's why we often have right side tension, right side pain, because we give and give and give a lot. And if we look at my shoulders right now, well, I guess the right side's a little bit lower and the left side's higher, but it's the right is what we give away and the left is our receptive side. So it's about balance. And yeah, I can't wait to get another black hematite anklet to put back on the right side, or maybe they'll tell me to put it on the left this time to anchor in the receptive energy. And then from this deck, we've got Archangel Raziel and our guardian angel. Again, the guardian angel showed up the other night in our live connection. And so this is a really strong confirmation that our guardian angels are right there around us. And all they ask of us is to communicate with them, to call on them. Like, our angels will not step in and say, oh, no, Lisa, you're going the wrong way over here. They may put things in the path so that we come over here, but they're not actually going to pick us up and put us here. They want our permission. They're looking for our permission. They want to help us at all times, but we have to say to them, yes, I'm open to receiving your help. Yes, I need and want your help, and thank you for your help. So your guardian angel, our guardian angels are right here with us. And this divine mystery card, this is the path we're all walking. We're all here walking each other home to our soul, to our heart, to our expanded consciousness that lives beyond the flesh. We are the living and breathing consciousness and form, and yet we've got this whole team, our higher self, our multidimensional self, our guardian angel or angels that have been with us for life, that love us unconditionally. They want to help us as we begin to unravel the mysteries of life. And you know what? We're never going to have it all figured out. That's the beautiful thing. We can take the pressure off because we're never going to have it all figured out. We're never going to have all the answers, although we feel that we do. That's the ego talking, right? Because the ego knows best. No. The muscle that beats in our chest knows best, right? And this is what wants to guide us, and this is what we're being called to follow. And then from the other deck, so we have the Ask an Angel Oracle and the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck. And we got 3 goddesses, the triple goddess, right? The maiden mother crone energy. Crone being the wise woman, not an old hag. And this is so beautiful. The first one out is the goddess of nature. You reap what you sow. Your dream is coming to fruition. See? This is why we don't give up. This is why we keep going, because we're so close and our humanness can't see that. I mean, we live in this time of instant gratification. We want something, we go to Google, they tell us what we want to hear and we run with it, right? And this is about going to nature, because nature is really going to bring to us what we need. And we will hear the voice of nature, the voice of the loving mother, the voice of creation in the elements. I love that although this is the goddess of nature, it predominantly shows up blue, living our truth, true blue. Archangel Michael, I guess my son has gone somewhere. Anyways, Archangel Michael walks with us, right? He's the guide of our pod. He's the guide for those of us here on a planetary path of service to the greatest and highest good of humanity, HUEMANITY. So get out to nature. And this is speaking about what we were mentioning earlier in this broadcast, that we're at this breaking point, if you will, and we're being called to begin, first of all, to release whatever needs to be let go of. And this next full moon is huge for release. So working up to this full moon, we may be making lists of things we want to release. And I feel like maybe we'll do a little ceremony one evening, working with bay leaves and writing what it is that we want to release on the bay leaf and burning it with the full moon, and really, again, creating the space to welcome in the new. So yes, the burning away process creates this fertile new ground. And it's really important for us to remember we've already got a harvest here. Are you acknowledging your harvest? Do you see it? Are you grateful? This weekend in Canada, it's Thanksgiving Day weekend. And so this is always an opportunity. There's an opportunity each and every day to give thanks. This is, I guess, the collective consciousness is within here in Canada anyways, this long weekend, giving thanks, gathering with family. Unfortunately, I work all weekend, so we'll be given more thanks as a family next weekend when my parents have so awesomely decided to wait until I have a day off to do our dinner, which will be lovely. I can't wait. So we do reap what we sow, and our thoughts. Our thoughts are the hoe, not the hoe, not like a derogatory term for a woman, but the garden tool, the hoe, and our thoughts are the hoe. So what are our thoughts? What are we digging with our garden hoe? What are we seeding? What are we turning up in the soil as we're working the land, right? The landscape within. And how are we, is the landscape within organic and sustainable? Or is the landscape within depleted and lacking the sustenance, the minerals, the elements of life? Only we can answer that question for ourselves. And then I love that these two cards have come out. We've got the goddess of sacred power and the goddess of the unknown, and it's the divine mystery. And remember, yesterday we had the card that was surrender to the divine, or maybe that was on the evening live. Surrender to the divine. The divine wants us to shine. It's everything in the world externally that has been put in place to diminish our shine. And the reason that this has taken place is because those who have put these structures, these lies, these systems in place, know how incredibly powerful we are. We may not believe it, they believe it, which is why they continue to tighten the noose around our proverbial necks, right? Like a little chicken getting its neck wrung. The cartoon, there was that cartoon, and the dog grabbed the I don't know what he grabbed by the neck. That's what I'm seeing in my head. So the goddess of the unknown, we don't have to have all the answers, and we're not going to have all the answers. And I feel as long as the breath of life is in our body, there's always going to be something we don't know. My beautiful Uncle Reg, gosh, love him to pieces. He's one of my angels all around. He used to say, stay open and teachable. Right? When we think we know everything, we've closed ourselves off from learning more. And when it comes to the spiritual realms, there's so much to learn. And one thing in particular, we must learn how to harness our power and draw it down into the here and now. We must be willing to let go, but human nature wants to hold on. The ego wants to run the show, and yet spirit wants to guide us lovingly to the abundance and prosperity and the life that spirit knows we deserve and that we were born for. A new chapter of your life is around the corner. Remove fear and embrace the unknown. Yes. Like this is all confirmation, and I'm so grateful to my team that just brings these aha and wow moments all the time. Honestly, just so awesome. And then the goddess of sacred power, you are being encouraged to take a leading role in your current situation. What is the situation currently in your life? And how are you being called to step in to a role of leadership? We got the card the other night of leadership. After everything that was said, then the leadership card comes, and it was like, wow, like spirit is great. We are amazing, and we are incredibly gifted, and we often see another's gifts failing to recognize that they are the very gifts that we too possess. And we really should believe it. We really should have more faith in ourselves, right? We should trust ourselves more and have faith that we can do anything that we set our mind and heart to do. Oh my gosh, this came through the other night. So I'm going to pull us a few cards from this, and then I'm going to get ready for the job. I got to make a smoothie and all that good stuff. But I was really guided to buy this deck of cards. I haven't bought a deck of cards in quite some time. And this deck arrived just about an hour or so before I was going live the other night, Wednesday night. And so I got the cards all aligned, blah, 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 and worked with them here for the first time. And here we've got this card again. And I believe this came through for, one of the ladies that was here and on the live. And it's unity and balance. And it's a number 20. And 20 is the judgment card, if I'm not mistaken, right? We've been going through this for a while. Yeah, 20 is the judgment card. And so why are we judging ourselves? What are we judging? We're being called to move away from judgment and move into the essence of discernment, knowing what is right and wrong. And innately, we know what is right and wrong. Innately, we know what is a lie and what is truth, particularly when it comes to our own experience, right? Like I spent years after Frank died hiding my drinking and thinking nobody knew. Everybody knew. Everyone knew. It was undeniable that I was a mess. Physically, I looked a mess. Emotionally, I was a mess. And spiritually, I was so disconnected. so disconnected, and yet always connected, and knowing that. And when I woke up alive that morning in 2021, I knew that there was a purpose. I've always known I had a great purpose in this lifetime as a leader, a healer, a teacher, a mentor, a sister, a friend, a guide. And the fact that I woke up that morning in 2021 was evidence that, I wasn't done here. And it was time to get serious about the reason for being, and to get serious about deeper healing. And so much healing has taken place again in the last 3.5 years. But this is the harmony card, and it's judgment. We judge ourselves, we judge others. And when we do this, we don't have these feelings of peace and harmony and this cohesive energy between hearts and souls and minds, right? And so this is saying that we're in Libra season. Libra season is the season of balance, peace, and harmony, divine justice. And so, again, unify and balance through the spine. This is how we are here to align. And this is how we are being called to move forward. Sound, heat, color. And I imagine ourselves in the center of this mandala here, and we are just surrounded by the essence of unconditional love, of the divine feminine, of the mother. Can we give that? Awesome. Can we give that to ourselves? Are you kidding me? When I was aligning this deck and I showed you all, those of you who were here the other night, my favorite card in the deck, and it's come out for us. And it's just, again, I'm so grateful for the team that guides me and allows me to be a messenger of truth, of love. But look, it's the service card. OMG, how beautiful is this card? Service. Contribution to the whole. Yes, we each contribute to the whole, right? This, when I was going through the deck getting it ready to work with this, I literally stopped at this card because I'm like, this is my favorite card. What does it say? And it says service. And again, here we've got this pink essence, the essence of the divine mother surrounding this mandala, or the outskirts of this mandala, but in the center we have our beautiful radiant heart. And then that, when we align with our heart, this is our power. We can see the golden light coming from the heart center, which is our power. And we share with the world the purity of our heart. We share with the world grace, right? Grace is the unmerited gift that we're all worthy and deserving of. And grace is what we receive when we move out of that karmic wheel that perpetuates trauma and pain and addiction and this low vibe energy, because this is what externally want the external, the demons, those who control this planetary realm, or think they do. We really do. We just have to awaken to the fact that we do. And it's a daily process. This is really speaking like we put out into the world. Service is what we're here for. Service to the greatest and highest good of the human collective, HUE. Yet it begins at home, right? Charity begins at home. It begins with us. It begins within our day-to-day experience. This is so beautiful. I'm so glad it came out. And it's a number 37, which is this 10. The wheel has turned in our favor. Are you willing to harness the positive energy that is fueling this forward movement? Or are you going to continue to spin your wheels and dig in deeper? Yeah, we don't want to spin our wheels. This is so gorgeous. I love this card. I absolutely love that card. One more and see. Oh, they're saying the top card. So, oh my gosh, essence. We saw this the other night too. The essence of our soul wants to shine through, right? The essence of our soul is unconditional love. Love is the essence of God creation, source, and this is who we are. And all of this, it beats within our chest. We often look externally, and I'm not picking on anyone who carries a certain faith. I just want to make an observation. All truth is hidden in plain sight. And if we see icons, images of, whether it's the Divine Mother, Mary Magdalene, or Yeshua, our dear brother, we always see they're always like holding the closed finger peace sign, which is a blessing, a gift, and they're always pointing towards a flaming heart. So we've always been shown the place to start. And, religion, unfortunately, has put a middleman between the followers of that religion and source, right? And there is no middleman between myself and creator, between myself and the spiritual realms. I am the channel. You are the channel. And it's via our spine that we are called to align. And the heart is right in the center, right? All the chakras below the heart are, they're the muck and mire of the human experience, the trauma, the pain, the repetitive cycles again and again and again, and everything above the heart. So if we get to the heart and we're filled with trauma and pain, and we arrive in the heart at the age of 21, hint, hint, to a young man standing in the kitchen. We arrive in the heart at the age of 21. So we've passed through our foundations, our emotional center, our power center, and we get to the heart and we're like, oh, what the heck? Because most of us are so traumatized by the time we get to the heart, we're not even clear on who we are. So now it's about bringing spirit in through the crown, moving it down, supporting the clearing through those lower chakras until we are so clear that we can begin to call up and harness the power and energy of dear Mother Earth and move that through our chakras, and so that we express through our heart. And years ago, I was shown myself as a tree, and the first chakra above the earth was the heart chakra. And from the heart chakra, all the branches and everything grew. So that is a strong symbol of what it's like for all of us, right? We must address the stuff below the heart so that we can begin to blossom and flourish like the beautiful trees of life that we are. My new tree of life. Oh, not that. That's my mom badge. That's my mom badge. But there's my beautiful copper tree of life. It's hard to see here, but everywhere is a tree. I'm like a little bird living in a nest in my room, in the tree. But essence, connect to the core. Who are you really? Who do you believe you are? And perhaps it's some time in the next 24 hours to reflect on that question. Who do you believe? Because remember, in the middle of believe is the word lie, right? So the belief perhaps is the lie, right? Is the belief even your own, or has society created this belief system for you? We must get to the heart of the matter, to the core of it all. And when we do, we align the Trinity within, the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, and the Divine Child of God, which is what we each are. And God is a consciousness, not an entity, right? Not a person. Right. You know me, Rena, I'm big on the words, and they've been bringing me a lot of words, and we'll do a series perhaps on words and language and how important it is. There's a reason it's called spelling, but belief and believe is the most recent word they brought to me, and they show me the word lie right in there. Beyond the lie, we are free. Right? And our beliefs are often not our beliefs. They are beliefs from society, cultural, our families, the JOB, the organizations, the institutions that we align ourselves with, right? So what do you know to be true about you? Who are you? Do you have faith in who you are? Because we were each born shining star. What is he doing? Yes, we will do it because I'm kind of obsessed with it as well. Not obsessed, but I have a notebook of a bunch of sayings and things like bonehead, holy cow. There's quite a few of them. Blessing, be less. When we say bless you, right? If you break it down, be less you. What? So again, I've moved and everything. I haven't had a lot of time to focus specific on these things, and yet I will because I'm being called to do that. So today we're going to get to the core of who we are. We're going to trust that our path of service is the path of fulfillment in this lifetime. And I'm going to say it's time for me to get ready to go to the job. My son's going to take me to pick up a car. So we have some running around to do. But it was a delight to connect with you here live. Rena, I'm so happy to have you back shining in my life. You are a bright light. And your presence, you are the inspiration and the reason for these daily connections. And so I thank you for gifting me with your wisdom that I'm able to put into practical use in my daily life. Your name's going into the free reading giveaway. If you would like your opportunity to win a reading with me, our next draw is on October 31st. That will be done live. All you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel and comment on any of the content, even old content. Your name will go into my handy dandy little basket. Today it's Rena's name going in here. I still have the names from yesterday there. I'm writing your name right down now, Rena. So to get part in on that, you just need to subscribe and comment on content. If you would like to book a reading or an intuitive healing session with me, or if there's any other way that you feel I can be of support to you, please do visit my website, lisalyle.com. The link is in the description box below. And thank you all for supporting me, this channel, and my ability to continue to grow, glow, and learn with all of you. I see you, I feel you, I love you. You are a gift for which I am eternally grateful. Until tomorrow, everyone, take good care and have a fantastic, awesome, the most beautiful day you can have. Thank you, thank you, thank you.